Ooh, I could take that camera out right now.
You reckon?
Yeah, buddy.
I believe I could take the camera out and video it all at the
Same time.
Because I got my video camera and I got my rifle all on this tripod, and I don't even have to touch it. But all I got to do is reach up there and grab a hose.
What we're talking about, this is Mac and I'm Prowler, and we're talking about the Ranger series of tri-stands. And what these things do is a little bit beyond phenomenal. They're made by E.W. Cause, and he has done a lot of research and a lot of work on these, and they work great. As a matter of fact, the first Predator coyote that we killed off of our new truck was using one of these, and I was privileged enough to do that.
We was using two of these.
Well, that's true, two of these.
We were shooting off one, and we was also videoing off of another one.
Well, this one is set up strictly for hunting. It doesn't have a camera or anything on it, and it is just the neatest thing I've ever seen. I can get up here, and I've got plenty of range of motion. All right, Toby. And it's easy to maneuver around, and it's steady. As a matter of fact, we even use them now to true up our guns, to line up our guns and our scopes to make sure that they're shooting accurate instead of sandbags, because it's so much easier to use than sandbags.
And you don't have to stand up. You can sit down.
Or lay down, either one.
Or you can lay down and shoot off of it.
Yeah.
It'll go, it will go plumb to the ground. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, and we got one. This one here is set up with a camera on it. Because sometimes we don't always get to go with other people. We go by ourselves, and we're trying to film some hunts to put on DVD and stuff like that. So EW sent us some stuff that he's come up with to help mount the camera, and we can shoot off of it and film at the same time. And that is remarkable.
Also, for our night hunting, we mount our lights right on the side. Anywhere the gun goes, the camera goes, the light goes. Right. They all go together, anywhere you move them. And that is a big plus. Right. EW has... He's outdone himself. Yeah, he's come up with something pretty phenomenal here. Granted, we've come up with the new digital cameras, and it does not blow them off of the heads, but anytime you shoot this close to the camera, you're going to get just a little bit recoil, a little bit of a movement there when you pull the trigger. Right. But it's very minimal. Well, the cameras that we used to use were tape cameras, and the head actually ran on the tape. I own a video production company, and Mac here, he runs a ranch. And one of the things that we have found out, even if I am holding the camera about where I am right now, and he was to fire that gun, that's a 308 AR-10, and if he was to fire it, the head would actually come off of the camera and come off of the tape and quit recording for just a split second. Yeah, but on the new digital cameras, we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem. We do get a little bit of shake, very little, but you can see the shot. Everything works good, and it's because of the EW Cause. Yep. These things are well, I've already harvested one coyote using this thing, and it was perfect for me. You couldn't ask for a better shot. Actually, I thought the coyote was about 125, 150 yards when we stepped it off. Went to go get him. He was 269 long steps. Yep, he was a long ways out there. But popped him just like I was shooting off a sandbag. I mean, it was the biggest thing I ever seen. This is the step. We shoot off of shooting sticks, have been ever since we started this thing 4 years ago. Yeah. And we still use a lot of shooting sticks, but where we can, these are so much steadier than shooting sticks. I mean, it's just like shooting off of a bench. I mean, you pull up there, you can get a hold of it anywhere you want to or whatever, and that's solid as a rock. They don't get no more solid than that. Right. You just can't ask for a better shooting stand. No. I was just shocked when I actually got to use it, set it up, and actually shoot off of it. I did that before I ever carried it in the woods, and I said, man, this thing will work. And Max said, well, let's go try it out. So we loaded up on our truck and took off, and we got a stand on top of the truck. So we got up on top of the truck.
and actually used it on top of the truck. And he was actually filming me. He had a gun in his rack and the camera, and he just swung around there on the coyote and filmed the whole thing when I shot him. Now I guess you're going to get down on the ground.
I'm going to get down on the ground. It's even steadier down here.
Right.
It's even steadier down here than it was when I was standing up. I mean, this thing will get plumb down. It'll get plumb down on the ground. I mean, I'm sitting flat on the ground.
Got to get the camera in.
I even got the dog with me helping me. But I mean, that right there, I mean, you don't get no more solid than that. I don't need your help. I don't need your help, and you're not a movie star. No. But it works. I mean, it'll work. You can use it. It'll work down on the ground. It'll work sitting in the chair. It'll work standing on your knees. And it's quick to adjust. I mean, you know, you don't have to do no whole lot to get it from one to the other.
And the neat thing about it is, one of the things that I know from owning a video production company is that your tripod has got to be smooth. In other words, whenever you're panning and tilting and all that, if you got these little cheap tripods, they jerk and do everything else. Well, this is not a fluid head tripod that I paid $800 or $900 for. This is a tripod. This is actually, what do they call this thing?
This is a surveyor's tripod.
This is a surveyor's tripod. Well, he has machined this part up here to keep it just as smooth as a button. And the whole time when you're panning and tilting and all that, it's just as smooth as one of my $900 or $1,500 tripods.
That's right.
You just couldn't ask for a better machine work idea and something that works both with a gun, with a camera, with a night light. Now we're fixing to do a lot of night hunting here before long, and we're going to really put this thing to the test. We've already tested it some and it worked out. And one of the things you're going to find out about Mac and Prowler, if it don't work, we won't use it, and we sure won't promote it. And this thing here works. And it's not expensive either. It's not going to break the bank to have a real good tripod that you can put a camera on, and it's as equivalent to one of my high dollar tripods just for a camera, but you got multi-purpose out of this.
You got a tripod for the camera, the lights, and the shooting all in one, if that's what you want.
Right.
If that's what you need, if that's what your application calls for.
And if you want to anchor it down where it'll even be more steady when you got it up, there's a hook that goes on the bottom right here. You can hang a weight on it, and that'll make it even more steady. And another thing is, you can balance this bar to fit any gun. This is a big barreled gun, and so it's real heavy out on the end. And you have adjustment screws here to do that with, and you can adjust it where it's tight, where it fits you, or loose, whatever you need.
He also was thinking about the AR users when he developed this thing, because he built this right here as a riser deal, and that way it clears the hand grip, and it'll also accept up to a 20-round magazine.
And that's what this is.
Yep, that's a 20-round magazine in that gun right there.
So he's put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into it, and these things really work. You're missing out if you don't have one of these, and I need to tighten this up a little bit, but you're missing out if you don't have one of these.
Well, that's another thing. The tension on your ball head is adjustable under here with the screws. The heavier the gun and the more stuff you've got mounted on it, the more tension you need. If you're just going to strictly run the camera off of it,
real light,
then you can loosen it up real light to where it's even smoother.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's smooth no matter which way it goes, whether it's tight or loose. It's just whether it'll sit there and hold all the weight up by itself is where your tension comes in.
Well, when we first made this one up, we made it up for the camera and the light. Didn't even think about the gun, because we didn't want the gun on there because of problems in the past. But once we started using it, found out it works, then we put the gun on there, and that's what Mac was doing. He had a gun, camera, and light whenever I shot this coyote. And it's just amazing that you can put them all on there at one time. You got one piece of machinery that you can put everything on, especially if you're going to hunt by yourself.
Oh yeah, this is a single person hunter's dream.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'd give anything if I had this years ago.
Single person, you know, hunting by itself. We do some of that, but you know, most of the time we try to have two of us. But you know, sometimes I can go and can't nobody else,
yeah.
And so I'm planning on really using this thing this year, especially when I go by myself.
Yeah.
It'll also work like up in a tire blind,
yeah,
deer stand, whatever. It'll work up there too. It don't have to be on the ground. I mean, we're using them on top of our high rack on our truck.
Right.
As you know, you can be able to see on the video. We were using the high rack, had these set up. We were sitting in chairs and had these set up on the high racks. And then we're building this one that's going to be a shorter model of this to video off of and use an AR style rifle with an adjustable stock to where we can get everything a little bit more compact.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the standard model, and as we help EW, we're fixing to develop this little bit shorter model, and I think it'll be on the market real soon.
Yep. All right. If you're looking for something to help you out in the field, this is it. EW calls the Ranger series.
Ranger, that's right. It'll work, or we wouldn't be using it.
That's a fact.